All right, y'all. It's another day. It's Charles J. We here with Cloth Talk. We talk manufacturing, apparel design, anything in the fashion industry, anything in the culture. That's what we here to talk about. I got my guy Terohn Hyatt from. I said your name right?
Yeah, Terohn Hyatt, you got it.
From WISEGUY. You know, one of the South Jersey goats. Even though he not really from South Jersey, but you know he be out here, so you know it's all good, bro. So do your intro, bro.
Yeah, man. Terohn Hyatt. I'm originally from Atlanta. Moved up here 2012. Been up here doing my brand thing since 2014. Pretty much, I'm just taking in the creative spirit of South Jersey. I like it, So I had to be a part of it.
Okay, so you know, WISEGUY. WISEGUY. How do we even come up with WISEGUY?
How do we come up with WISEGUY? We came up with WISEGUY, man, because I figured that I'm wise for real. So moving from kind of down south to up here, it's just kind of opened my eyes to different things that my friends wasn't necessarily able to see that was down south. And even my friends that's up here, they're not able to see necessarily things that's going on, vice versa. So when I'm amongst different friend groups, I'm usually the person who has like different variety, scopes of knowledge. And I just call myself wise. So that's how we got WISEGUY.
Word. So you know, moving up here from Atlanta, South Jersey, Atlanta, two completely different vibes. How did you transition, you know, to how things are up here versus how they were down there? And on the flip side, do you regret making that move?
Honestly, nah, I don't. I feel like moving out of Atlanta for me may have saved my life only because of the fact that I see so many of my friends. No shame to any of my friends that's back home, but I see some people that's just not doing the best, and I just think if I didn't see how other people were living, then I might not have aspired to do what I ended up doing. So like when I moved up here, I got more of a diverse friend group. Down there, I was more just with like the homies, black people, all that different type stuff. But there wasn't really too much mix. So when I moved up here, it was more like I'm dealing with all types of cultures and things like that. I'm seeing how everybody moves, opposed to just us.
Right. So, you know, a lot of people complain about South Jersey. They're like, yo, South Jersey, nobody works together. You know, the culture is not really here. So I feel like I gotta go to LA, you know, Atlanta, New York, Miami, wherever. How do you feel as though, you know, South Jersey is right now? And where do you see it going in like the next 3 to 4 years?
Man, I see South Jersey, like, the thing is, like, I traveled all across the country. I told you this before, right? So, like, all across the country, everybody has the same logic of thinking that Atlanta don't support Atlanta, Miami don't support Miami. Whoever we at, literally me and my business partner, Daryl, we joke about it because we literally sit in the room with these people from state to state that all say that their city doesn't support their city. And we're like, yo, it's not that. You feel me? Sometimes you just got to go away to make yourself, big. But I feel like this area it's an upcoming area. I feel like Philly is definitely booming up. South Jersey's booming up with it, So I don't know, man. I think that the creative scene is getting bigger and bigger every day here.
So who's people, you know, somebody around the area? I mean, don't say me, of course, but people that you know that you've worked with, or people that you would want to shout out, just that helped you on this, creative journey, because you never really do anything by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of, just being around the right energy, being around the right people. So like, who are some people in South Jersey, that influence you on a day to day?
I say, man, if I talk to you about every other day, I'm thinking, got DJ, Daryl, Deep Rat. Shout out to Deep Rat. I mean, I gotta say you.
I mean,
you
we
feel
here
me?
now,
I definitely
so
gotta say
it's
you.
all good.
I mean, honestly, bro, I look out as far as motivation goes, bro. I don't really look towards one certain person. I kind of just look at the vibe that's around me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, we came in here today. You feel me? Rick just gave me that hoodie. You feel what I'm saying? Already good vibes. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Like him looking at cribs. We talking about investment properties and things like that. That motivates me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's where I get it from.
I mean, I think people don't understand that, in the creative realm, most people are just known for one thing. But, even just being around you as much as I've been around you, I've seen, Wise Guy is just one part of you. It's not even, I mean, to be quite frank, it's not even, the main, it's the main thing, but it's not just the main thing. So like talk a little bit more about, diversifying who you are and not just being stuck under, this creative umbrella being known for one thing.
Yeah, so me with my companies, so
Companies, it's plural.
so yeah, I got 4 companies right now, and then I work on a 5th one with DRTR. So pretty much, I like the Wise Guy thing, and I love the Wise Guy thing. I couldn't see my life without Wise Guy, but I realized that I had other missions that I was able to branch off from by seeing Wise Guy. So once I understood that, we got into schools, and I got into schools so easily. It was crazy. Like, not so easily, but I feel like it just came into my path so easily out of nowhere. So one guy is talking to us, and he's like, "Yo, I have this school I used to go to. Principal wants to start an art program. I know that you do talking here and there. You should try to see what's up." So I was just like, I'm like, man, whatever. I'll talk to these people if I want to talk to these people, type thing. But then D Pratt was like, yo, we can make actually, a company out of this. So then that's how Wise Academy started. And pretty much Wise Academy is a company that I started because Wise Guy, we always seen different people walk, like, from different walks of life. So seeing those different type of people, they were inspired by some of the creative things that we was able to do with our events, with the fashion that we was doing. Some people came to us and was like, yo, I want to start a brand. How do I do this? Or, I want to paint. How do I do that? So I had a group of really interesting individuals that was with me as well. So pretty much I put those individuals in front of a class, and then we just started Wise Academy. Then that's how that goes. Then I got Black History Resources. Of course, we see that there's definitely not enough Black History resources out here. So pretty much my goal with that is we dress up the history. So we make it look more cool. That's what my mission is behind that. So like we don't want just like old textbooks, encyclopedias, things like that. We want something with a little bit of flavor so that people actually want to pick these things up.
Because the reference points change now.
Yeah.
It's like the kids now, they want to see stuff in real time. They don't want to see things that they have to try to relate to from 50, 60 plus years ago. It's a different age and a different time.
That's a fact.
So, with everything you're doing with the Black History thing, that's major because, you're creating a new platform that can educate.
Yep.
And that's just trying to do a huge shift for the culture in general because, working with younger kids, we're shaping them for the future.
That's a fact.
So, if we don't adjust how we teach them, with the times, then are they really ever going to learn anything? So, big ups to that. That's major.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, that one started because we made Native American maps originally. So we sell Native American maps to schools. Shout out Brown. And yeah, then my next company is Supreme Assets, which that one is my real estate company. And with that one, we're focused on bridging the investor gap. So just making sure that we make the process easy between people who may want to get rid of their properties due to unforeseen circumstances. We can help them out of their situations, whether that's helping them move into something, whether that's anything at all with your property. So that's what we do there. And my thought behind getting in that one was I see how Philly is gentrifying, and I see how lack of like Black opportunity we have to actually be in the gentrification. Well, we think we have. Like we think we don't really have the opportunity to be inside of it. So my mission with that one was really to be inside of that gentrification role and pretty much say like, yo, they're gentrifying. Why can't I do it? Right. So yeah, not to say I'm gentrifying necessarily, but to redo, to redo and renovate and replenish like an area. That's what my main goal is to do. We have so many spots in Philadelphia that we're able to make better.
Right. Now, do you feel like if you doing all of those things, do you feel like it alleviated some pressure off of Wise Guy? Because I know, like, for me as a designer, at times when we feel like we in survival mode, and this is something that Nipsey talked about a lot, He talked about, it's hard for you to flourish in survival mode because you're automatically thinking in a surviving state rather than in a flourishing state where it's like you can make decisions freely just based off of, your subconscious.
Yeah.
In survival mode, it's more so like I feel obligated. I have to make this decision because I have to pay a bill or, I have to make money. Do you feel like, having these other avenues has allowed you to take some pressure off a Wise Guy and really keep it, for what it's supposed to be?
Yeah. I mean, I think the way that I live life is kind of different from like other people, just because of the fact that I've been out of work for so long. I've been out of work since like 2014.
Sheesh.
So yeah, so like I've been kind of living off of the fact that we're told that we need jobs, and jobs to me are like drugs in a way. They're not necessarily. I mean, there's nothing wrong with jobs.
It's dopamine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with jobs. I'm not saying go quit your job, all of that different type stuff. Don't get me for that. But just the fact that we believe that we have to go in and work for this certain amount of hours so that we're getting this certain paycheck right here. That's something that I had to break in 2014. And when I left 2014, I was like, yo, I can't feel like that again. They fired me pretty much. And when I got fired, that took away everything. So I'm like, damn, that fast? So yeah. But as far as like Wise Guy, I feel like it helps me put my stress from Wise Guy into other things. So like if I'm having a problem designing something, I'll move over to Black History Resources and design some cards, or I'll work on some real estate. So that's what I kind of do with it.
Now, do you feel like having that bounce around is vital to your brand being able to flourish? Because I know, like, sometimes when we get caught in our design process, sometimes we hit a creative block, and transitioning from doing one thing, whether it's designing and transitioning into another task, can almost alleviate sometimes that creative block. Do you feel like that helps you out a lot?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I come back to because I was explaining to you, when I design, I kind of design and then leave it and then come back and design. So like that helps that process, because like I'll design, come up with like a block in my mind, and I'm just like, damn, I can't get past this. And then I'll move into something else, and then tomorrow I'll come back and be like, oh, word, this is it,
So at any part in your journey, did you feel, social media and mental health is like a real thing? It's not, something that you can put a blanket over and say, oh, this isn't real, because it's real, right? Do you feel like at any point in your journey there was a point where social media kind of pressured you, to put things out consistently, or, to just really try to do things that, your heart wasn't 100% in, but you felt like the way that the market was moving, you kind of had to make a decision to kind of keep up?
I want to say like my first maybe 2 years, I felt like that. But then like me being in it so young, I honestly snapped out of it real fast. Right. I snapped out of it real fast and realized like, damn, I can't work like this. I can't, there's no possible way I'm able to keep up with bigger companies, or able to keep up with this person wanting this or this person wanting that. So ultimately it just came to, what do I want to do? What's my schedule look like? So that's where we came to.
So, I mean, just to piggyback off of, the whole idea of social media and pressure, people feel pressure from social media, but a lot of designers feel pressure from their customers, because it's like, my customers say they want this or they want that. You have the customer that's like, oh man, I love that shirt, but I wish it was in blue.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate through that process? Like, do you just decide like, listen, this is what I'm putting out. I'm not going to necessarily listen to, what the customer's needs are. Is it a mixture of both? Because as a designer, that can be vital to your business. Customer feedback is everything.
For sure. So, I mean, I do take customer feedback, and I take customer feedback by, I take it, but at the same time, I understand what I'm going for with my brand. So if somebody comes to me and is like, oh, why didn't you come out with this in all red? Because I didn't come out with it in all red. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the way that I feel like I'm able to grow with like people even understanding me, because it's like, oh, he just came out with this. This is going to be unique to him. Like this shirt right here is not going to come out in a different color. Right. So I mean, I do listen to people that actually buy it, but then you also have to filter out those people that's like, yo, why didn't you come out with this in blue? And then you come out with it in blue, and then they don't buy it. Exactly.
For real. Nah, man, it's a lot of customers that'd be like, yo, man, I can't wait for this to drop, or I can't wait for you to make it this color, and then you put it out, and it's like, where are y'all at?
Nah, they got me. They got me like the first 6 drops. I'm not gonna lie.
real?
They got me like the first 6 drops and was
Damn.
like, "Yo, you should do this. Yo, you should do that." I'm like, "Oh, word, that sounds like a good idea." Then all of a sudden, no cops.
Yo, that's wild.
No cops.
And how do you feel like, you know, what is your idea of, you know, staying true to your brand? Like what does that involve? Like what is that mental state? What is that process? How did you get that confidence to be able to do that?
I mean, me, bro. I feel like my brand is literally me. Like that. If your brand is literally you, you don't really got to work too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like my brand is really a chill vibe. You know, that's kind of what I am. You know, and yeah, that's what I'm on.
Yeah, he went from drinking 40s and Mad Dog, and now he's drinking wine and champagne. Brand new Terohn, right? But
Yeah.
nah, man, like I've seen the growth of Wise Guy. You know, we weren't, you know, connected, you know, like truly over like, you know, the first time we interacted or whatever. First like I probably say like first 2 years that we, you know, we came across each other's brands. We weren't really, you know, talking like that or whatever. But, you know, I always admired you from afar as far as your work ethic, you know, your product, your design aesthetic. Design aesthetic is something that a lot of brands or upcoming designers don't understand,
Yeah.
right? How did you figure out exactly what your aesthetic of your brand is going to be, and how long did it take you to build that? Because I know it's not something that comes within the first 1 or 2 drops. It's something that, you know, it takes time, but like how was that process of figuring out your design aesthetic?
I feel like for me, since like I said, I'm doing everything so natural. I feel like it's a ever going like change for me. You know, it's like it's still kind of going on now. As far as like me coming up with like themes, that came up. You know, it just came up as I was going. I was like, yo, I just realized like I like branding. So how can I switch this clothing into each time that I drop, it'd be a different brand. You know, so that's how I came up with that whole aesthetic. So each like piece that I drop, you'll see like it's like a different aesthetic as far as like with the collections. So like this is the vintage collection. We'll have a day trip collection. We'll have an illustration collection. You know, they're all different vibes, different colorways, different cut sew patterns. You know what I'm saying?
So do the different collections cater to different audiences, or is it a matter of we're catering to the same audience? We just gonna give you all these different flavors.
So I believe that, and this is still going. Like I'm still making it out. But nah, I believe that I'm catering to the same audience, but at the same time, I'm putting more mature pieces out. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting more mature pieces out as I'm growing up. So I feel like it's like a grow with me type thing as well. You know.
Yeah, I think it's dope that you can see, you know, the evolution of a brand. Like you see, you know, where somebody started, you know, 4 or 5, 10 years ago, whatever it is. But then to see, you know, the progression of, you know, not only the product, but, you know, the visuals, the marketing, you know, to see that type of growth, you know, a lot of brands don't make it past 2 to 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of brands that start out, you know, they hit the ground running, they hit that peak real fast, and then it's a huge drop off and you never see them again. How have you been able to navigate through that? Is it more so just, you know, you persevering through adversity, or is it like, you know, I'm just not gonna quit and my shit is just that dope that it's gonna live?
Yo, I just be rocking my shit myself. Like, in all honesty, like that's really what I do. And then when I do it, a lot of people be like, "Yo, I would cop." So like, I really don't too much worry about it. Like as long as I have, and also I'm good at advertising. Right. So, you know, they say if you know advertising and marketing, you'll never go hungry. You feel me? So I don't know. I feel like I don't know, man. That's a cheat.
Listen, man, if anybody needs Facebook ads, any type of marketing for their brand, Terohn got that on lock. Facebook ads, all of that. Linking with him. So where fashion is at now, how do you feel like the transition is going to go over the next 4 to 5 years? And also on the flip side, how are you going to transition? Because the technological era is here.
For sure.
It's coming very fast.
I know. So how do I think it's going to transition? We were talking about this before, and it actually got crazier than what we were talking about. So we were talking about this digital items on pieces. Yep. But now we're actually seeing full digital pieces. that's happening on NFTs.
Yep,
Gucci's
in real
releasing
time.
pieces. I don't know if you saw the Gucci thing. Gucci's releasing pieces.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that I'm going to be challenged more as a graphic designer because I do graphic design as well. So I think that
Do you feel like that's like the graphic design is like really the body of being a designer in this day and age?
I feel like in this day and age, being a graphic designer is definitely needed on like 100% of the creative fields that we do, from singing to, I mean, from like music to artwork to everything. So yeah, man, I definitely think it's like the new word Microsoft Word. I think it's the new word.
It's crazy because me and Reek was in here the other day, and he was like asking about Illustrator and Photoshop, and I was like, yo, like from a design standpoint, like Illustrator got to be your best friend.
Yeah.
You and Illustrator aren't best friends, you better hire somebody that's your best friend, that's the best friend with Illustrator, because you can't, at this day and age, you can't even develop a product without having a software like that. How long have you been messing with Illustrator?
Man, I've been messing with Illustrator since about 2014. For me, bro, what it was, I didn't like paying people. Like, I couldn't stand paying people. And then on top of paying people, it was like I would pay people and then they would do something that was completely off the rail. So it's like, why am I even paying this person? I already know what I think I can do. So why don't I just figure out how to do it? And I'm like a YouTube king, bro. So like I look at
YouTube God.
yeah, I swear to you, bro. Like anything that I want to know, I learn from YouTube. Everything, real estate, all of that. So yeah, I'm just like looking at this program and I'm like, yo, this person did it right here. The pen tool, I remember that was the hardest thing for me.
Yo, the pen tool. Once you figure that out, it's like a gold mine.
You unlock everything.
Yo, everything. It's like you beat Bowser.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, that pen tool, man, is definitely. Woo, man, I can't remember I had to curve it. Yeah, so you already know. And then it's like once you learn that, you kind of open up the door to like the rest of the Adobe suite. You know what I'm saying? Like with even the motion graphics and the pins and stuff like that or whatever. So I would definitely say that, if you don't know Illustrator and if you're trying to do something in the creative field, even if you're not trying to do something in the creative field, it's a good thing to know.
Nah, listen, man. I had to teach myself in college how to use Illustrator because I was doing flyers and all of that for the nightclubs. It's like, yo, I got to figure this out. And, a lot of times people don't understand is the things or the positions that you're put in, before you even begin to start the journey that you're really on, are things that God has aligned for you so that you can have the tools and the knowledge to be able to flourish in the future. So it's like, how I ask people all the time is the job that you at right now, how do you approach the job? So like when you were working, how did you approach the job? Was it more so like, damn, I got to go to work? Or was it like, what can I learn today?
Never that. So, that's the wrong thing about everybody's outlook on life. Everybody's outlook on life is, oh man, I got to get up and go to this job, blah, 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 whatever. Like, we got to work. Stop bitching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, you got to pay them bills, so get your ass to work and learn something, and they paying you to learn.
Exactly. So now it's about how can we make work for us? You know what I'm saying? So
that's a bar. We gotta write that down.
Yeah, so how can we make work for us? So I like to say, and I told you, current step equals next step.
Whew.
How can you make...
Say it again.
Current step equals next step, man.
Current step equals next step.
So it's like, how can you make this job work for you? And how can you pull out the resources from this job and make it impact your life past this job? Whether that's you talking to a manager who, I don't know, say I'm going to give a bar example. Say I'm starting a bar company or something like that. You working at the bar. You know the bar manager. You know the connections that's in between all the liquors and things like that or whatever. If you start in your own bar, now you can go take away the fact that you know all of these people. You know what I'm saying? And now you can go make your own company and make sure that you're, making your dreams happen the same way that you was making those dreams happen over there. But now, since you was a student of the game, you fully understand over here. So yeah. That's
what's crazy. Like a lot of people, like I have so many conversations where people are like, damn, yo, I got to get up and I got to go to work. I hate going to work. And I'm just like, yo, how about you say, what can I learn at work today?
Yeah.
Because if you approach it that way, it doesn't matter if I always use the correlation of somebody working at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
If you translate McDonald's like working at McDonald's in the kitchen to manufacturing apparel. It's all about a process. You know, you got to take the burger, you got to put the lettuce in the you know, the ingredients on there, the ketchup, the mustard, whatever. In a production timeline, you know, it's got to go from one person to the next person.
Yep.
But most people is like, yo, man, fuck McDonald's, I don't want to be here. But like, if you learn a production process, you can learn any other process. It's the same thing to assemble a product. Like, so, you know, stop going to work and being mad. Go to work and just find ways to learn new things. So what was a job that you had that you hated, but you knew that it could help you in the long run?
Yo, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Dwayne in Georgia, my Burger King manager. You feel me? Yo, he saved my life. Only because he put things in my head and put different like knowledge points that I feel like helped me grow as far as a worker. Because I feel like everybody wants to skip to being the boss, right? You can't skip the steps, man. Can't skip the steps, so you got to be a worker. And I feel like he built me up perfectly to be a worker. I got a job at 15, you feel me, before it was even legal. Shout out to Dwayne. You feel me? So I got
saved his life, man. Shout out to Dwayne.
I got a job at the age of 15. I had it up until I was like 18. I got out of Georgia or whatever, and he just showed me and implemented different like skill sets that was in me. Talking to people, being able to count like change and being able to do numbers in my head, you feel me? Like being able to multitask, do things like that or whatever. Yeah, so I mean, I don't really have a job. Actually, no, I'm lying. I do have a job that I definitely hated. Man, I definitely have a job that I hated. I'm glad I'm out of there. Let's just say that.
Where was it at, man? We need details.
Where was it at? I hope that they're not there no more. That's what I hope. But this was Seamless Development, name drop.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. Name drop the mic.
Yeah. So Seamless Development, man. I was supposed to be working on computers or something like that. She had us like running around as like slaves. So like that was a horrible job. We couldn't use our phones. It was all kind of crazy. We couldn't eat for certain times.
Yeah, like, you was in jail. It's all good. You was in jail. You did a bid. It's all right. Listen, everybody got to do a bid. I done did a couple bids, so everybody got to do a bid. But back to, you know, the idea of where future of fashion is going. We touched a little bit on the technological side. You know, for WISEGUY, how are you going to transition yourself so that, you know, you're still able to play with, you know, a lot of the bigger players in the game?
Ads.
Facebook ads.
Ads and NFTs, man. I'm about to get into the NFT game heavy. I'm putting all my companies on NFT wave.
So for somebody who, you know, has no knowledge of what an NFT is, like briefly describe what an NFT is.
So I put it to compare to like a baseball card. Like we know for sure that there's baseball cards out here right now. But what's holding the value of this baseball card? Me and your thought, right? So now we have to just switch what actual value is in our heads and say like, yo, this is only one of these for sure because of the fact that blockchain only allows there to be a certain amount. Yep. We know that. So it's definitely rare. So you're seeing like things like, what's it called? Top Shot. I gotta actually break and use the bathroom right now. But you're seeing things like Top Shot real fast. I just
go ahead, do your thing, bro. Go ahead.
My thing.
Man,
all right, cool,
he about to break his seal real quick.
I gotta break my seal. We've been drinking.
Listen. All right, yo. So I'm gonna just rap with y'all real quick. Oh no, I'm good, bro. I'm always good. You know, I hold it down. You know, just make sure you flip that seat up. You feel me? But nah. So yeah, we was talking about NFTs and non-fungible tokens, and the idea of an NFT, you know, transitioning into the fashion industry is going to be revolutionary, right? So with NFTs, you know, things like, you know, augmented reality files, like, you know, USD and DLB files that, you know, people can purchase online and have the rights to when they purchase that digital item, is going to be revolutionary for the fashion industry. So, you know, there's been some people, like I've done some stuff with augmented reality files. John Geiger has done it. There's a couple other designers. Hanifa did the first 3D fashion show and things like that. So like things like that are things that, you know, will be NFTs moving forward. And the biggest thing with NFTs is that the fact that an artist or, you know, whoever the designer is has access to the royalties, you know, over the lifetime of the item, right? So, you know, we just basically tapping more into the NFT thing. talking about how you can have royalties on your NFTs and things like
Yep.
that. So you can just kind of like pick up where you left off.
Yeah,
You know, because you had to break your seal. You know, young guys, man.
Hey
Young
man,
guys,
it is what it is. So yeah, so the NFTs, man, I compare it to the baseball card. So in real form, realistically, we don't know if this baseball card that I just gave you was a real baseball card.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could have printed this out on a printer, made it look real good,
Fake
laminated,
signatures, all that.
all of that for sure. So what the beauty of blockchain allows us to do is you know you're getting for sure this baseball card. You know you're getting it from, I don't know who makes baseball cards, MLB.com. You know you're getting it from MLB.com, and you know that there's only a certain amount of these. Nobody else can fake it. Nobody else can say that there's another one because of blockchain. And that's what NFTs are. So it makes the value of your artwork go even higher because nobody can copy your artwork because nobody else can get it from you.
Right.
You know? And you can get royalties like you were saying. So like you can sign contracts that the royalty, no matter if a person sold it 3 years down the road, you still get royalties.
Yep.
That's what's going to change the game.
Yeah. No. And I mean, we're projecting a little bit. I don't know if I want to give y'all too much information on this, but you know what? Fuck it. We just want to give y'all everything that we got. So even with NFTs, like a designer now could release a whole collection as an NFT, and only one person would have access to that whole collection, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
I know.
Gucci could drop a whole collection and sell it for 100,000,
They will.
and it'll be in a digital closet.
They will.
And it's things that, you know, sneakerheads, NFTs are going to be huge moving forward because instead of physically showing people your closet, you're going to be able to have your closet on your phone.
Well,
digitally.
The even crazier thing, I don't know if you've seen, but people are building up. So, what's it called?
The virtual malls.
The virtual malls for sure, but I forget. I forget the name of the land, man. It's a land that they're making right now. It's a full virtual land. Their plan is to get more realistic as they get further in development.
Virtual real estate.
Damn, what's it called, man? Yeah, it is virtual real estate, legitimately, and like companies are really investing in it, and people are really investing in it. And what's happening is people are now collecting these things like the artworks and stuff like that. They're gonna start making art galleries, bro.
Yep.
Like making.
Yo,
art
they're
galleries.
gonna eventually, and I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be 3 or 4 years like from right now, but it might be 5 to 10 years down the line. The Sims, the game, is gonna be real.
Yep.
And things are gonna be virtual. Like people are like not taking serious, like, you know, the idea of Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
To where, you know, you can build your own apartment or, you know, build your own condo and have things in that condo. Now imagine having things in that condo that actually hold value. You have a painting, a Basquiat painting in there that's worth 500,000 or $1 million, and you have the NFT for that.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Or you got the Nike Marty McFlys.
Right.
Crazy.
It's insane. Like,
Word.
yo, people don't understand the technological era and really where it's going, but how it coincides with fashion. Because realistically, if you think about it, let's erase music, let's erase any other type of art. When you're talking about fashion, people get emotional about their closets.
That's facts.
So if I can have my whole closet that nobody else has access to, certain items that are one of ones that I paid, you know, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 for, you're gonna be able to validate, you know, your swag from your phone.
For sure.
And that's insane to me. Like,
Well, they realistically just solved a huge problem because before, you know, you got to wear, you know, I know that I would like
you
nobody
don't even
else.
gotta wear it no more.
I know that I would like nobody else to have this right here, you know, but realistically, somebody else got it, you know. So now with this NFT wave, you know, realistically, it's going to change the game, bro.
It's gonna be
it's going
insane.
to change the game.
And I mean, I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to spill too much out, but, you know, fuck it, we gonna spill it all out. So something else that, you know, came across my table last year was the idea of, you know, building a capsule collection based on a city. So you know how, like, you know, Joe Freshgoods to do the fitted caps, and he'll design it based on that specific city.
Yep.
Imagine you taking a loft apartment, turning that into a virtual experience, but then building a whole collection based off of that city, right?
Yeah.
Now somebody can purchase that whole apartment and the whole collection. And everything else that's around it. That shit right there is a complete game changer, and that's really where I see the fashion industry going. It's really going to be more so about, yo, what do I have in my phone that's mine versus what do I have on and what am I actually wearing?
For sure.
And when it gets to that point, it's going to be scary because NFTs, like, there's no way to copy anything. You can't say that, like, this is legit because it's a barcode or a SKU for every single item that hits that market.
For sure. So
you can't fake the funk no more. It's no, you can't have a fake pair of J's on no more.
Exactly.
So it's like, just being able to see that, in foresight and to be able to see 10 years down the line, it's just insane to me, man.
Yeah, you just explained it perfectly. When the kid used to walk in with the fake J's, you don't got no more fake J's.
Hey,
in the
listen,
future.
man, if y'all was in Palmyra or hitting Cowtown and grabbing them J's, I'm not judging you. But listen, you can't do it no more. They going to call you out.
It's no more.
All right, so, we talked about NFTs. We talked about kind of like the future of fashion and where things are going. What do you see as far as, the Fashion Week side? And have you participated in like Philly Fashion Week, AC Fashion Week, and all that, right?
Yeah.
So how do you see that transitioning now based on the whole digital age?
Honestly, I think that there's going to be a lot more virtual shows. Mm-hmm. I was actually supposed to do a virtual show, but my mom, shout out my mom, mm-hmm. I was supposed
shout
to
out, Mom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was supposed to do a virtual show because she kept pressing me to do a virtual show, but I'm like, yo, virtual show. This is at the beginning of Corona. Mm-hmm. I'm like, virtual show. Nobody gonna come to the virtual show. What you talking about? You feel me? But now I'm starting to see more virtual shows pop out. So I think that's gonna be a thing now.
I think it's dope because with the virtual shows, the designer has more control.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, even though, I haven't seen anything that was, I've seen some things that are 100% live, but it was from like major brands that are multi-million-dollar brands. So I get it. Mm-hmm. Some of the shows, excuse me, Rose hit me a little bit, but some of the shows were okay, but it was like, I saw a fashion show again.
Yeah.
But like stuff like Hanifa, who did the 3D fashion show and just showing the evolution of, technology within that, I think it's going to be something that most people never seen before.
So you think it's going to be something like CGI? Shout out Dante. You
think
it's going to be something
I think it's going to have to be. But I think like it's going to be to the point where like a fashion show is more so like a video game. It's not even about like, imagine you doing a fashion show on 2K in what they call the blacktop.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, the blacktop.
Imagine doing a fashion show at the blacktop.
Yeah.
So, y'all, if y'all hear that, anything to do with 2K, if anybody plays 2K or anybody from 2K is watching, I need y'all to bring me on so we can get this fashion show popping on the blacktop. But, like, Travis Scott did a concert on Fortnite.
Crazy.
It had over 1 million viewers.
Crazy.
Imagine doing a fashion show on Fortnite.
Yeah. Different.
Fucking insane, bro. But that's where the industry is going.
Are you going to be the guy? Are you going to be the guy, Jay?
Listen, if it was me, all y'all niggas is coming with me. We gonna do a South Jersey fashion show on Fortnite. I'm calling it right now. All my niggas from South Jersey, all the designers that I rock with, we doing a fashion show on Fortnite. I don't know how we gonna make it happen, but I'm claiming it right now.
No, we can make it happen. We talking about it right now. We can make it happen.
Facts. So, we talked about NFTs. We talked about the future of fashion. Let's talk a little bit more, about your process and how you go into your design process. Because like a lot of people don't understand that there's so many different avenues in the fashion industry, right? Like me and Jers from Ugly Duckling, Francis London from Ugly Duckling was talking last night too. And we were talking about the idea of classifying somebody as a designer, right? We were like, yo, if you're wholesale, you're not like, we used to think like wholesale, you're not a designer. You don't do anything.
Yeah, fact.
Now that things have changed, like where a lot of things are now more acceptable, quote unquote, in the fashion industry, what are your thoughts about that?
I'm not gonna lie, I used to definitely bash people who just did the print on the tees thing. Mm-hmm. But now it definitely is more of a it's more of an art to just understanding the logic of design now. So, like, now you can see somebody just print on a wholesale tee, but how are they printing on a wholesale tee? Like, you got wholesale tees over there. What you do to it? You know what I'm saying? You got a patch on it. You feel me? Sewed on a patch, and then you screen printed on it. Mm-hmm. So it's just about what people actually can freak on top of that wholesale and what you make look good at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't respect the people who come out with the same logo on different colored shirts, and then after they come out with the same logo on different colored shirts, then they come out with the same shirt and then different colored logos. So I don't respect those people, but yeah.
I just can't do anything but laugh because, like, I look back at 4 to 5 years ago where I used to clown people like, yo, oh, y'all do wholesale, y'all whack, like y'all not even designers, y'all don't even do nothing, y'all just take a logo and slap it on a shirt.
Yep.
But then as soon as COVID hit, I was like, I gotta be that nigga.
Exactly, because you realize like, yo, there's no way, we small designers. If we had billions and billions of dollars, and I want everybody that knows about the shipping, because they hit me up about shipping right now. So if you a small designer, it's really hard for you to keep the inventory, the inventory just right to where you having everybody's order on time and things like that when you getting it from overseas. So you got to diversify, your manufacturing. That's like a must.
Yeah, like he was saying, with diversifying your channel offering, I guess we could say, because you want to be a omni-channel or multi-channel business, right? You can't, like, we've been in positions where we've relied solely on cut and sew. And that shit came to bite us in the ass. So talk about that experience, because I got a million experiences with that, but you talk about yours.
Man, right now it's getting on me. I got 71 jackets right now. And I got 71 jackets that's on back order. Remember the jackets I told you about? That's not including the other orders that I got. Right. But I got 71 jackets right now. And what's holding me up is customs. Customs is holding me up. When you checking the tracking and then you see it at
stuck at customs.
You see it at New York City. And you see it at New York City for like a week and a half. You think that you can call them, but you can't call them. So yeah, with that, that's what I would say. And then, like, at the beginning of Corona, it was horrible. Like, at the beginning of Corona, we still had Trump in office. So, like, Trump...
Tariffs and taxes, talk about them.
Yep. Oh, my God. Yo. During that period, tariffs and taxes was at an all-time high. Things that I was getting for literally $600-$700 cheaper was now $600-$700 more. Yep. Because Trump had the whole thing going with
China, with the tariffs and taxes. Bro, I placed an order. My order was like $6,000. I got hit for $1,800 as soon as they touched the U.S. It was like, yo, you got to pay $1,800 or it won't come out of customs. And if it doesn't come out of customs in 3 days, it's getting sent back.
Yo, those boxes that I had originally, right? I'll share a secret right now. The boxes that I had with the drawers and all of that, right? I paid $2,200 for them, right? They told me when in the height of all of this stuff happening, they got to send those boxes like together. So in the height of all of this happening, they told me that the shipping for the boxes was going to be $3,200.
It was based on the material, right?
Well, they got to come together. Like they can't break it apart. It's not like it can fold down. You know what I'm saying? So like it's going to be it was mad boxes. Right. So they told me $3,200, and pretty much I just lost $2,200. That's what happened there. So yeah, Trump, taxes, tariffs, watch out for those. But either way, it goes back to the thought of you got to make sure you diversify your strategy there with how you're producing.
Yeah, so like I feel like this kind of rolls into the next topic that I wanted to touch into anyway, is pricing.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, I don't understand, like, and these are things that I still try to understand to this day. And it's like, if I have a t-shirt over there, that's $100, right? Yeah. I don't feel like at times the consumer understands what we have to go through when we're dealing with cut and sew. I'm not talking about wholesale. If somebody's wholesaling a t-shirt for $100, kudos to them, never would be me. But, kudos to you. When it comes to cut and sew, talk about the entire process from step 1 to step 10 and why things are priced the way that they are priced.
They don't know. So, yeah, I got you. So, the process is a long process. We go from a random thought in the day to Illustrator, where we literally have to make sure that we're just coming up with a dope design that, in general, you guys like. So he left me with the camera. Okay, I feel it. All right, so we're here with it. But, yeah, pretty much when you're doing it, you got to go on Illustrator, design everything the way you like it, then, get kind of feedback. That's how I kind of roll. I send it around to, like, my most trusted friends that I know kind of are in fashion, and I see what they think about the piece. After I do that, I go through and make a tech pack. Tech packs take
years and days and nights. Years and days and nights.
Why does a tech pack take years and days and nights? Because of the facts of Because, yeah, it's Rose getting to me. Rose definitely getting to me. So yeah, so the reason that it takes so long is because when we're doing these tech packs, we literally find each piece of fabric that's going onto the piece of clothes, and we also do the stitch patterns. So like, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you do the same. So like, as well as the fabrics, you can actually choose how you want the stitches to lay. So like, I may have the zigzags, I may have the rugged effect where I'm just showing fuck, I forget what it's called, the surge. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on how exactly you're deciding even to do that on there. So like, you may want your embroidery a certain way, you may want Chanel embroidery on it, you may want applique embroidery, but you got to study and figure out how each one of those things are, and you got to actually communicate on paper so that
effectively, because
for
there's
sure.
a communication barrier between us and manufacturers in
Yep.
China, Pakistan, whoever you ask. So you have to kind of understand how to speak it in their language too.
Yep, exactly. Because the fact that you may think that everybody's going to think slim fit, but they're not going to think slim fit. They're thinking whatever their country's wearing at that moment, whatever that standard size is. And if we're talking about China, they're always coming back super slim.
Listen, it's because what happens in the manufacturing process is if you don't show enough detail, it's open for interpretation.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is if you don't give them. I'm not talking about a traditional size chart that has 3 measurements.
Yeah.
We're talking about a size chart that has 16 to 20 different measurements. If you don't give that to them, you only give them 3 measurements. The other 13 and 16 are just open for interpretation.
Yeses.
And they'll do whatever they feel is best for their business, and they're not even going to be concerned about meeting your needs as the client because you didn't give them the information that they needed.
For sure. Yeah, and to say also, other countries don't take business as serious as we take business in America. So you got to definitely realize that when you're dealing with these other countries, because if you're not pushing behind them, a lot of times they definitely fall behind.
Definitely.
And so to go back to that process, though, we're staying up until literally 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning talking to these manufacturers, because over there it's the daytime, over here it's the nighttime. So sometimes you might be talking to us and we ain't even sleep.
Bro, sleep. What is sleep?
Exactly. And they think we crazy or whatever, but nah, sometimes you talking to us and we ain't even sleep yet because of the fact that we so in tune with this, getting this design done, getting it to you and making sure it's quality and making sure it's delivered to you right. As well as holding down a wholesome brand where you can actually shop with it and enjoy the vibes. Right. So all of that comes with it, man. Even the packaging that we throw on it a lot of times, stickers, additives, things like that. My man Charles, he writes a note. Not handwritten, but he writes each note.
I type it. So listen, man, I'm gonna give y'all a cheat code. This is a little gem right here. If you have a website that's built through Shopify, I'm pretty sure it's the same through WordPress or Wix or whatever it is. It gives you a breakdown of how many purchases people have made. And that's how I cater my personal notes. So I have a generic note that I send out the first time that any customer that first shop on my brand. I have a generic note. I sign it at the bottom, I hand sign it, ship it out with the package. Now, if I notice it's their second or third order, I'm gonna refer back to that order that was beforehand personally and let them know hey, I appreciate you for purchasing this. And you're a huge reason why the brand has been excelling, and then I'll add a personal touch to it. A lot of people don't understand that you can't go from 0 to 1,000 and stay at 1,000.
Yeah.
But you can go from 1 + 1 to 2 + 2 to 3 + 3 to 4 + 4.
Yep.
And get to 1,000 and keep those 1,000 people. And those are the steps that you have to take, leaving those personal notes and going above and beyond for your customer, because something in our culture is customer service. It's not something that we talk about a lot. Because I'll be honest, a lot of black businesses, our customer service is garbage.
For sure.
A customer hits you up with an issue, you're like, nah, well, you already gave me my bread. I gave you the product. What else I need to do? Nah, you need to go above and beyond for every customer interaction. And that's the only way, which is going to take time, is going to allow you to build your brand successfully.
For sure.
So, how do you, from the customer service side, how do you cater to your customer and give them the best experience possible?
I'm not going to lie, with that cut and sew thing, some of y'all be taking me out, boy. But I try to answer with the most positivity. Even if you cursing me out, man, I try to answer with the most positivity. I'm letting you know that I'm doing everything I can possibly do to get you your product on time and make sure it's quality in fashion, you know?
Do you feel like black brands are held to a higher accord than, H&M and
Do I?
Zara and the Gucci's of the world?
Yep, for sure, man. I look at it as those brands that you just named, they can literally not give you something. And I've seen it done. I've seen it done multiple times.
Exactly.
They can literally not give you something for 6 months, tell you it's on back order. You're going to be like, oh, cool. All right, my Zara order's on back order for 6 months.
Yep.
I can say the same thing.
You getting drilled. You are getting drilled.
What kind of company is this? This is a scam. Spam, blah, blah, blah. I'm reporting you to Better Business Bureau, all of these different type things. And it's like I said, I try to do nothing but reply with the positive because I just know that I serve a purpose for my people that's there, you know, and I understand their frustration. I look at it honestly as like an honor that they're so mad that they didn't get this piece yet. You know what I'm saying?
That means they were excited to get it.
Exactly. And I'm holding their excitement back. So like, shame on me. When I get a huge bag, I'm going to make sure I deliver I'm going to make sure I have overabundance of everything so that I can just ship right out. But as time being, small designers being, you know, we have to make that budget stretch.
Right. And it's crazy because I really sit down and think sometimes, like, I've made some mistakes when it came to, whether it was, doing a pre-order and my production being 9 months late. I made those mistakes before, right? And it's like, for a customer to come to us at a certain energy level that they would never come to a Nike, Adidas. They would never come at them with that type of energy, ever.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating because, with us being a small business, people don't understand that we're still small. It doesn't matter if we do 100,000. It doesn't matter if we do $1 million. Like, we're still considered a small business because the way our infrastructure is. We don't have, a LVMH that's backing us. We have just literally us. And it's like, for somebody to come at us that way and be so frustrated with us, but they don't keep the same energy with, these major companies, it kind of puts, black designers or black brands on the hot seat continuously. Because we can't make any mistakes. The moment we make a mistake, it's like over. It's over. Like, you're canceled. Cancel culture is real. It's a real thing. But it's not real for major brands. It's only real for the small people.
Let Amazon hold your package for you. They're gonna be like, all right, cool, Amazon.
Oh, Amazon, just send it next. Just send it next year. I'll get it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it really is the craziest thing, and I think it's the craziest expectation. It's not even just clothing brands. I can't even lie. It's not even just clothing.
It's just brands in general.
It's small business in general. It's not understanding that small business. When you're dealing with small business, you're not dealing with thousands of employees. You're like, when you're really dealing with a small business, you're dealing with like 1 to 2 people. That's going through it. That whole meme that says a small boutique owner dances whenever you get the shop. That's real. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, that's a real situation. So it's just like, you got to understand that when you talking to us a lot of time. Like, we not going to curse you out, of course.
Right.
But like, it just,
some people will. I won't, and you won't. But some people will.
Yeah, some people
not
will.
us.
Some people definitely will. I've seen it happen, but. Yeah, I'm not going to curse you out if you hit me up asking for your clothes crazy. I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? But
I might even send you a free pair of socks just because.
I do that. I don't have the socks, but I send a free shirt or I send a free something just to show that.
Listen,
like,
man, you can't be around me and not have no socks, man. I got a whole sock manufacturing company.
No.
Man,
we about to get together on that. We about to get together on that. For sure.
All right, man. So one question I always like to ask people is, if you were to see a younger version of yourself, what would be the first thing that you told yourself?
Go harder on tour, man. That's what I would have told. That's what I would have told myself, man. While I was in these different cities, I mean, I went hard for sure. You feel me? But like, I do the touring thing where I go around the different cities and I try to create like a creative community there with Wise Guy.
Yeah. So anybody who doesn't know, he invented the idea of clothing brand going on tours. He literally, took a van and hit different cities and, showcased his brand, had concerts, festivals, all of that. He was one of the first people I ever seen do it. So, I'm going to give you your flowers today for that.
Appreciate that.
I got to give you your flowers for that.
Yeah, man. So I would, like I said, I would just say go harder with tour. Last tour that we did ended up with Trey Songz headlining our tour. So that was pretty dope. But I would have been doing that if I would have been able to talk to myself back in the day. Had sponsorships with Red Bull, had sponsorships with Deep Eddy. Shout out Deep Eddy's Red Bull. Like all of that.
So, I mean, with everything that's been going on in the current climate of the world, right? How vital do you think it is for us as Black designers to really continue to push the narrative of ownership?
Super important. It goes back to the missions that I was telling you about earlier, man. Like, we gotta start making it appealing to our young people to be successful. We gotta make sure that we're getting the right mission out there to be like, hey, you can actually do this too. If we got all of these Black, I'm not gonna say Black. If we got all of these minority kids out here,
good save.
Yeah. If we got all these minority situations out here, that's just seeing literally corner boys, just seeing, all the different things that the city or life may, put you in front of that you don't necessarily need to be in front of. If you see in another outlet out, you see an outlet, as a kid, that can change your life, for real.
No, definitely. I mean, something that I look at, right, it's like if I was to see somebody from my high school graduate and open a space like this, it could change my life forever.
For sure.
And, somebody from your high school or, somebody that as a young boy, seeing what you've been able to accomplish. And, we still early in our journeys.
Yeah.
Like, we put 10,000 hours in already, but we still got to put probably another 10,000 in.
Definitely.
And, for somebody to see that from somebody that they're close to and, see the work ethic and see the bits and pieces of success. I'm not going to say, we're super successful, but we've done some successful things, as designers, as brands. Do you think your life would be different if you saw yourself when you were in high school?
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
I honestly to God, man, I haven't seen me growing up. I didn't really see too many successful Black men, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially successful Black men that's designing things, that's being able, like, that's why I did like moving to South Jersey, even though it wasn't a crazy South Jersey movement of creatives. The creatives that
it's coming.
Yeah, the creatives I was able to tap in with, I felt like they got me right around my good creative journey because I wasn't always into this whole creative bag, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they got me around a good time, and I don't know, man. Yeah.
All right, man. So we tapping in on the hour, so I gotta hit you with the rapid fire. I got 3 questions I'm gonna ask you. You just gotta rapid fire answer the questions. Some of them might be some off the wall shit, but you just gotta answer it.
Okay.
We in freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you.
Okay.
So let me know when you're ready, and you'll fire it off.
I'm ready all day.
All right. So, what designer inspires you the most?
Designer inspires me the most. Honestly, I look towards Bobby Hundreds.
Bobby Hundreds. Bang. All right. Favorite sneaker?
SB.
SB Dunks. All right. Do you eat ass?
Do I eat ass? No, I don't eat ass.
Hey, yo, listen, man. Y'all heard it here first. Cloth Talk. I got my guy, Terohn. Let them know where to follow you at, how to find you, your website, all of that good stuff.
So find me at Acquiring Wise. That's my personal, ACQUIRING.
Check out the hashtag IG Honey. He on there too.
No, we not. So yeah, Acquiring Wise, and then you can follow my brand at Wise Guy USA, and I much appreciate it.
Listen, man, it's it's always a pleasure to be in your presence, have access to your energy. You're doing phenomenal things. You got a million things going on between the real estate, the business, the apparel. I just want to salute my hat to you. I got the utmost respect for you as an individual, as a creative, as a businessman. And, this is Cloth Talk. So, we're going to talk apparel, manufacturing. We're going to talk all of that good stuff, to deal with fashion design. But we're also going to talk about the real stuff and the real issues that we see, as us being young entrepreneurs. And, some of us being from South Jersey to see, where the narrative is really going to be pushed in the future. So
Sure.
we here to put South Jersey on the map. We're going to interview other designers and other people from other cities and all that. But, you know, we got to rock with the people from the city first. So appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate y'all coming through the live. Tune in. This episode will drop in about 2.5 weeks. We got a couple more episodes we got to record. But, you know, we got a lot of stuff coming and some major names that's going to be coming through too. Terohn, major name, wise guy, follow. Purchase, cop up. They're available in Avenue Black at the Gloucester Premium Outlets. Come through in Blackwood, New Jersey, you know, and it's a vibe.
Hey, definitely a vibe.
It's
We here.
a vibe. All right, y'all, we going to tap out. This is Charles J. It's another day, Cloth Talk. You know, we going to talk to y'all another day. All right?